Welcome students to the students of standard 9. We are studying about constitutional design. Today we will learn about three things. Why do we need a constitution? Second, how was Indian constitution made? And thirdly, why did India adopt the parliamentary system of democracy? So students, let's begin our class. Why do we need a constitution? So need for a constitution, there are many reasons why a country need a constitution. Students, every country had its some rules and regulations. So each country has its constitution. Some countries have a written constitution like India, whereas some countries have unwritten constitution like England. But everyone has its sets of rule and regulations. So why a country need a constitution? To know that, we have to go through these following reasons for a constitution. Number one, constitution explains the basic nature of our society. It explains the basic structure of the nature of our society, what type of societies we have in our country, and how they should live, how they should follow the constitutional laws and rules which is applied for all the society. So it also tells the nature of the societies live in our country. Second, it defines the nature of a country's political system. It also explains what type of government we have, whether we have a democratic government or we have a monarchy government or we have a dictator's government. It tells about the nature of a country's political system. Students, when we see about the Indian Constitution begins with a statement like that India is a sovereign democratic republic country. So it explains the nature of our Indian Constitution. The third reason is Constitution creates mutual trust among different communities living in a country. It helps the different communities to trust each other. Many times in a country when different communities lives, it is very difficult for a minorities to believe on the majority, because they always have a fear that majority will take over the all powers and dominate on the minorities. Therefore, Constitution lays down the freedoms, the equal opportunities and powers to all the societies, and by doing this, Constitution creates mutual trust. All the societies can trust each other, believe each other, and thus live peacefully in a country. So that is third reason. Fourth is Constitution lays down certain rules to prevent misuse of power by the rulers. Yes, students, Constitution mentions rule and regulation for everyone. It gives rule regulation for the citizen, as well as it is also gives rules and regulation which is applied to the rulers. So all are under the Constitution. Therefore, there are some rules and regulations which prevents the rulers to misuse their powers. Okay, and they cannot become the dictators. So that is one reason. Fifthly, it explains the structure of the government. As I already told you that it also tells the structure of government. Structure of government means the Constitution tells that government should be divided into the different levels. For example, Indian Constitution explains that Indian government is divided into the central level and the state level and local level. So it also explains the structure of the government. Government have three organs: the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. So these all structures is mentioned by the Constitution. Also, government has three levels of government, that is central and state and now local levels. So these all things are mentioned and explained by the Constitution itself. Sixth is mentions the limitations of the government. It also mentions some of the limitations of the government. As I told you that everyone is under the constitutional law, starting from citizen to the rulers. Therefore, the Constitution also mentions some of the limitation of the government. Government cannot do anything and everything, and they cannot become a dictator. Therefore, they also have to abide by the laws of the Constitution. Thus, Constitution mentions their limitations. And then finally, Constitution explains the rights and duties of the citizens. Yeah, students, the Constitution mentions clearly what are the rights of the people living in a country and what are the duties of the citizens, which we have to follow, we have to perform for our country. So these are the need for Constitution, and there are 7 needs I have given for the Constitution, why we need a Constitution. Second, we will learn about how was Indian Constitution made. Student, how was Constituent of India was made? So, formation of Constituent Assembly in 1946. The first step for the formation of Indian Constitution, a Constituent Assembly of around 300 peoples were formed in 1946. In 1946, first the Constituent Assembly was formed. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the chairman of the Constituent Assembly, and this Constituent Assembly, they met for around 2 years, 11th month and 18 days, continuously had a debates and discussion on different matters of India. After considering each and every matters, each and every need and problem of the country, they started drafting the constitution for the country. So among this Constituent Assembly, a drafting committee was also formed, whose chairman was the B.R. Ambedkar. Drafting committee who drafted or wrote down the constitution for India. So they wrote down the constitutions and worked till November 1949. After 2 years, 11 months and 18 days, they completed the constitution on 26 November 1949. The constitution was adopted. Okay, so constitution after adopted, they enforced on 26th January 1950, and that's all we know. That constitution came into effect on 26 January 1950. So this was the making of the constitution for India. Now we see that Constituent Assembly was a mini India. Now why it is says that Constituent Assembly was a mini India? So the reason is the nature of the election of the Constituent Assembly. Though there were around 300 people of this Constituent Assembly, they wrote for the Constitution of India, but still it is accepted by all the Indian people without any dispute. So why people accept it, why people do not question the Constitution of India, which is written by around 300 people? So students, this is the nature, this is the speciality of the election of those people. They were elected from all castes, from all society, from all background. So though they were indirectly elected by the people of the country, they did not directly elect those people. Though they were indirectly elected, these 300 people, but they were elected from all background, from all caste, from all community, from all religion, so that all people have their representative in this Constituent Assembly. That satisfies the people. Okay, so that's why Constitution of India is widely accepted without any major dispute. So that we have seen about how the Indian Constitution was made. Thirdly, we will know why did India adopt the parliamentary form of democracy. We have a parliament, so all the decisions are taken through the parliament, and we also call it as an indirect democracy because our democracy runs through a group of chosen representatives. They are called the parliament. So why India follows this parliamentary form of democracy? Students, the Indian leaders, they were influenced by the parliamentary form of British government. We were speaking about why did India adopt the parliamentary form of democracy. So the first reason is when British ruled in India, they had their parliamentary form of democracy. So through chosen representatives, they run the government. So Indian leaders, they were influenced by this parliamentary form of British government. That's why India, when became a democratic government, they also followed this parliamentary system. Parliamentary system where the representatives are chosen by the people, and those representatives, they form a parliament, a group, and the decisions are taken and the government is run. So therefore it is an effective way to run the government indirectly. Okay, and it also provide viable leadership. So parliamentary form of democracy is taken to provide a good and viable effective leadership for the country. So people choose some representative, they leads the country, they leads the government. So therefore parliamentary system of government is taken. Thirdly, to work for unity and integrity of the country. We know, students, that different representatives are chosen from different background, from different society, from different groups, from different religion, and they are sent to the parliament where they raise the problem of each and every community, each and every religion, each and every caste. So this also unites the country. So when the all the community peoples, they have their representatives in the parliament, this works for the unity and integrity of the country. Altogether, they together all work for the development of each and every community living in the country. And finally, to work for a responsible and responsive administration. Why parliamentary form of democracy has been adopted? It is just to work for a responsible and responsive administration. That means parliament, in parliament, all the representatives, they are responsible and responsive to the people. People have chosen them as their leaders to lead the country from the front, and they are totally responsible for all the works, as well as they are responsive to the people. They give all the response, all the explanation for each and every decisions they take and each and every work done in the country. So in this way, people are responded, people get all the response from their leaders. So students, that's why the India has adopted the parliamentary form of democracy. So today we have learned about the three things. Why do we need a constitution? We need a constitution. I have given you some of the reasons. Why was Indian constitution, how was Indian constitution made, and why did India adopt the parliamentary form of democracy? I hope you understood, and in the next class I will tell you the next things about in details how the constitution was made and in what circumstances, what were the problems of the constitution maker, and that's all we will learn in the coming classes. For today, that's all. Thank you.